There's a
Hi, all. Dave Gagnon here from Integrity Square. We're going to be talking about the Prospect Wizard today with Western Racquet Club. We have Mary, and I'm
Katie.
sorry, could you introduce yourself? Katie. Okay. So, Mary and Katie, how about you introduce yourselves and what you do at the club?
For sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Mary Thomas, and I am the general manager and owner of Western. It's been my family's business since 1974, and we're a large multi-purpose club with everything from fitness to tennis to group exercise to spa, cafe, all kinds of fun stuff happening in these walls.
Awesome. And Katie?
I am Katie Kane. I am HR director and then director of special programs and projects that happen all over the club. I've been here since 2013.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Family business. I didn't know that. So you've been around for quite some time. How big is the facility, Mary, just for
Sure.
context, give or take?
Our site here at Western is about 100,000 square feet. And then we have a secondary site that houses 4 tennis courts. And so we use that for runover from the club here.
Nice. Okay. And again, you don't have to give away everything, but just for people listening, you guys are definitely not an HVLP $10 a month club, right? You're in the middle to higher tier price point wise. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say. Yes, we exist in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So we keep things in a pretty conservative sense from a pricing standpoint, but we are one of the higher price points in our area. So our memberships range between $59 to $79 per month and have lots of awesome amenities included with that to increase that value in the perception of the membership value here in the community.
Awesome. Okay, so that's helpful for people to know. So let's talk a little bit about how you're using the Prospect Wizard at your club. You've had it on now since, what did we say earlier? December 2021? Yeah.
20, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's been
Yeah.
it's been a while, and you, as I said before we hit record here, you guys are one of our biggest, most active users, alongside the Atlantic Club, which is a huge facility. You definitely got a lot going on there. Talk a little bit about how it functions at the club and how it's been performing for you.
Sure. I think the thing that was so amazing about adding it to our mix of communication options was that it was easy as heck to get going on. So when
Mhm.
Eddie first presented the opportunity to the different Rex members to check out Prospect Wizard and to work with you, Dave, we said, sure, let's give this a try. It was something that we were missing from our current software offering, and we really wanted to give people
Mhm.
that opportunity to more easily communicate with us via text because we know so many people prefer to use that mode of communication. So
Sure.
incredibly easy to set up. We jumped right in and got it loaded on our website and haven't looked back. It's been an incredibly helpful tool. I'd say both from a lead standpoint and also just general questions from members or from people in the community just asking for different items from donations to hours to can I set an appointment to all kinds of different things. So it's been really awesome.
Nice.
I
Love it.
direct
Appreciate that. And go ahead, Katie.
the weekends, like getting those messages to know that people are still communicating and making sure that our front desk is getting those answers to them has been a big,
Uh-huh.
because I think sometimes weekends people don't think they're going to get information back from you.
Yeah, yeah, and you guys are making very good use of the autoresponder, so that's super useful to help set customer expectations. And Katie, do you dive in there as well? I know there's a good number of users on the
Mhm.
system, but I don't have your account pulled up right now.
Yep, I get all the messages that come through text message, through email, and I keep
Hmm.
on over the weekends too, just to make sure that everyone's keeping up on answering back stuff. So yeah, I dive into it quite well. And actually, just now I was getting in there to see what things we aren't using yet.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. And there's this new voice note feature where instead of just a text, the person can actually send you a voice note,
Mhm.
right? And the person can dictate a quick note like you would on your phone, and you'll get it on your end. It's brand new. No one else has it. It was just rolled out, and it's hilarious that we're talking about it on an interview because it was just rolled out and no one else in the industry has a voice note feature now. So let's say someone's on the run and they don't want to bang out a text, they
Mhm.
could just dictate something and it comes to you guys. So we could talk about that more offline.
Well,
But
and
let's talk.
that's what I,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
that's what I like. You're coming up with new ways to enhance the system. And like I said, just from an overall ease of use standpoint, I can't think of any program that we've added that's been easier to just implement and get going on. And that has really served us well in terms of taking care of prospective members and taking care of existing clients too.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit, if you could, about your tech stack. Like, obviously, this integrates with Zapier. This is not trying to be an ABC or a MindBody. This is kind of a bolt-on solution. It's industry and vertical agnostic. How do you guys handle it with your existing CRM? What is your CRM that you guys use for the club? I forget.
We actually just we moved last year. Is it a year ago?
Year ago.
Okay.
It's a company,
To what? Sorry.
Wellness Living.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, we love Wellness Living at Integrity Square. We love those guys.
Yeah,
So that's good to know. So how is it functioning? How do you use the two, at the same time?
Sure. So right now, if a lead prospect comes in, say somebody sends a text and, hey, I'm interested in setting up a time to come take a tour, or I'd like to start my 14-day trial. Generally, we respond in the system, obviously, but then we take that contact and we move them into Wellness Living so that we have their account set up in that system as well, because generally, like I said, they'll come in to activate some sort of membership within the facilities. So it's been really easy. We've been able to track it from a lead generation standpoint to see how the leads are converting and to keep track of staying in communication with those people. If, for example, sometimes you'll get a text message and you'll respond, but then you don't always get a response back right away. So we can still stay in touch with them. And I like how it keeps track of all of the conversations. If we need to assign it to somebody, that functionality is awesome. So, yeah.
And the users, I mean, you might not know the answer to this, but I'm just curious because I'm a nerd. But your users, are they sitting at the desk for the most part when they're communicating? Are they touring the club and they're banging out a quick message on the app on their phone? How do your users, your staff on the system, how do you find that they're using it for the most part?
I would say primarily on the desktop versions. So they're
Okay.
usually at their desk, and that's the other feature that I like. The notifications come through the email, so you can easily pop up and see, hey, who do I need to respond to? And it's funny, like sometimes the sales staff or the membership team all of a sudden will have responded to something before I've even had a chance to view it in the system. And so that's really nice that they can grab it quickly, take care of the inquiry. And so that's how we've been using it. Most people have just been using it from their desktop computers. But I
Gotcha.
know
And
there's an app now, but we haven't delved too far into that.
No. As soon as you said app, I went, oh, there's an app.
There's an app, isn't there? I think there's
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
there?
there's an app, and it was just redone too. So you could download the app to your phone. I'll resend you the links, and the users on the system would just log in with the same credentials and has more or less the same functionality. So if they're not at their desktop and they're kind of touring the club or they're away from their computer, they could answer within the app. Their number is never revealed because they're not using their personal number. They're using your Twilio number,
Mhm.
and those conversations are now echoed, of course, in the desktop. So yeah, the app is very powerful for sure.
Yeah, no, and I do. I like that sense of privacy. What you just mentioned is another good point to reference, is that so often in this day and age, you do just tend to use your own phone to send a message quickly, but sometimes
Yep.
it can get a little blurred. And so I do like the delineation of having our own text number to communicate with people, so it keeps them healthier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this for those listening, this system is built on top of Twilio, which is the industry leader, and so you're assigned a single Twilio number, and it has all this functionality, and your end users, your staff members, etc., are never showing their own personal cell phone number unless, of course, they choose to give it out. So they're it's up to them, right? But as far as let's talk a little bit about that. The other users on the system. How did you guys set that up at your club? Like what are their roles?
So obviously membership is
Hmm.
on there right out of the gate. So membership is on there. Our member services director is on there. Katie and I are on there so that we can see what's coming through. And then as we've noticed certain categories of comments coming in, we've added different directors. So say, for example, pickleball has been growing tremendously for us. And so as more and more questions were coming in around pickleball, we said, hey, we should get the gal who's overseeing the pickleball program as part of one of the users so that she can receive the alerts and respond in a more timely manner too. So that's kind of how we've established the user list. It doesn't go to everybody, but it's just been the key
Mm-hmm.
the key contacts that can best answer most of the questions that are coming through. And if not, say for example, if we get a tennis related question as to, hey, can my daughter sign up for the Monday red ball class? Then we'll forward that to our junior tennis director and then he responds right away.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, is it fair to say, and this is a question for both of you, that you've definitely increased sales and membership and moved the needle since adding this? Is that a fair assumption to make, that you've definitely gotten memberships and stuff out of this thing?
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm convinced that, yeah, just that ease of being able to reach out when you don't necessarily want to speak to somebody in that exact moment has been really helpful.
Yes.
That's super good to hear. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen for those people watching this, because I wanted to highlight how awesome you arranged your. This is just like, you really did such a great job on the branding and your colors. And I want to encourage people who are watching this to really customize the logo, because it looks great. You added the logo here, the colors are, the branding, it's just completely spot on. You changed everything. It looks so good. So kudos to whoever was behind that in the early days there. Really nice job.
I might have a mild particular case of liking things a certain way. So, but to your point, the other cool thing is, so, right, we're from the Midwest, and obviously the way we speak is probably slightly more informal than in other parts of the country, perhaps. And so it was cool to be able to take the greeting and really make it sound like it was coming from us versus kind of, so often nowadays you get those canned bot type responses. Yeah,
Chatbots.
you're
Yeah.
if you're actually talking to a
someone.
human. And so I like that it sounds like us and then the response sounds like us. And again, the customization of it is really cool,
Yes.
especially like I said, at the price point, for the ease of use, the integration, it all is just, it's a no-brainer.
That's awesome to hear. And last question or two. How has it been? Actually, let me back up real quick. From a marketing standpoint, I'm going to assume that you send the majority of your website traffic to your main website, right? That's so any campaign, or do you send them somewhere
Oh,
else?
sorry.
Sorry, somebody will
Sorry.
help us.
We're like, no.
No.
So yes, do we direct them to the website? That was the question for marketing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep, all of our marketing is housed. So we'll link from social media back to the website.
Mm-hmm.
We're really trying to drive people to that 14-day trial. And so the nice thing is, if somebody comes to the website for the 14-day trial, when that text box comes up, we
Hmm.
probably get most of the inquiries is, hey, can I set up a time to schedule a tour? Because they've done the registration for the 14-day trial online, and then they want to see when they can come in to speak with somebody. And so I think, yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
from a directing standpoint, it's we're putting everybody towards the website.
Perfect. Yeah, and that's what I tell people. Like, you want to put this where the traffic is, and then see how it goes from there. Katie, do you have something to add there? Sorry,
No,
that's my
no,
fault.
not at all.
Okay, gotcha. I'm a New Yorker. We tend to interrupt, so apologies.
We do.
Well, one more final question, and then I'll let you go, because you've been very kind about your time. We're coming up on 15 minutes here. How has it been received at the club level? Among the prospects, among the members, right? Because I hear some really interesting stories when people talk about this.
I mean, good. Like I said,
Uh,
just I feel like the generation now doesn't like to actually speak. They like to text more.
correct.
I mean, that like quick interaction is kind of
Yeah.
everyone's going towards, so it works perfect for that.
Nice, nice. I heard from. I'm sorry, Mary. Go ahead.
To say another cool thing, just as a side note for some interesting ways that we've used the system. So we did a program called the Secret Smoothie around Christmas. where people could gift somebody like their secret Santa, like a secret smoothie. And so it was awesome because we could use the text bot to send the notification to say like, hey, you've been gifted this secret smoothie. And it was, like I said, it was just a fun way to communicate with people because it pops up on their phone and they're like, what, a secret smoothie? And kind of just another way to utilize the system. So it's also cool to be able to set the process in place from our side of things to reach out to people too. It doesn't just need to be a reactive system. It can kind of be proactive in using it to reach out when you don't necessarily want to send it from your own phone again. So again, lots of different ways to use it. So I think
did you do that via a blast? Like, did you do that via a text blast in the system, or like a one-off with members or something?
Yep. We would just we would just enter their number and send them the message like, hey, awesome surprise, you've been gifted the smoothie. And then they'd write back and say, awesome, we'll be in soon. So like I said, just another nice way to simplify the communication and use it for some other purposes outside of just perhaps waiting for leads to submit the form to us.
100%. I love that, and actually, that's the first time I've heard that, and I think it's a fantastic idea because you're warming them up, right? You turn the spigot on a little bit. You know, you don't want to go too far overboard with SMS. I say that to all clients, you know, and it sounds like that's just perfect. So that's a great idea. Is there anything else maybe I missed, or there was something else that either one of you wanted to add to this? Or suggestions maybe for other users, because you've given some great ideas already. Any other suggestions or thoughts for potentially other users in the system?
Yes.
Maybe some. Yeah, go ahead, fire away.
Oh, for other users in the system, maybe some ideas like we just shared. But if you're listening and you're debating whether to get started or not, if you do not have a system in place to do something similar to what Local Mobile and Prospect Wizard does, go. It's awesome.
Thank you. Wow. Well, I swear we didn't rehearse that, and I very much appreciate that. And you know, Pete Moore, the managing director, managing partner from Integrity Square, he and I, you know, I brought this to him 2.5-3 years ago when it was still quietly in beta, and this is all got to give a shout out to the developers behind this out west, because they made it super clean, super elegant, very, very powerful. There's only one other competitor, and I'm not going to mention their name here, but there's only one other competitor that does something like this. We actually have more features than them, and they start at $250 a month for 3 users. We don't even charge per you. They start at $250 a month. So this is a really powerful system at a very affordable price, and I appreciate that people realize that, especially the deeper you get into the system, you're like, damn, this is cool. This does a lot more. So I that means a lot. And because I could get nerdy and I could overwhelm people on like an onboarding phone call. I have to pull myself back as a marketing guy and just not go too far down the rabbit hole and let the users like you guys figure it out on your own. And we're always here for support. But the longer they use it, the more it seems that they're realizing, holy cow, we could do a lot with this. And that's kind of the fun of it, you know?
Yes. And I have to give credit to you too. You have been awesome to work with. I appreciate how you continue to reach out and check in on us and see how the system is working and how you can best support us. So again,
My pleasure.
Credit to you for
I love doing it. Thank you. I love working with smaller businesses and mid-sized businesses, and it's a passion part of me. So for me, as my role of CMO in Integrity Square, this is really fun for me, and it lights me up. So thank you again for the ongoing business and for this awesome interview. And I really, really appreciate everything. And as always, we're here for you at any time. So thanks.
Thanks, Dave. Thank you.
Okay.